I woke up to the sound of Max scratching at the bedroom door, his nails dragging in quick little taps that told me he was anxious again. "All right, buddy, I'm up," I muttered as I pushed myself off the bed. My phone said 6:14 a.m., and Lena still wasn't home. Maybe she's stuck at work, I whispered to myself, though even I didn't believe it anymore. Max barked once and stared at the front door like he expected it to open any second. "She'll come back," I told him, kneeling beside him. "She always does, right?" The doubt in my voice scared me more than the silence in the house. I called her again, straight to voicemail. Max whined, and I felt the same heavy pressure inside my chest. "She said she had a late meeting," I said. "She said that last week, too." I sank onto the couch. The place felt colder than normal. "We used to talk about everything," I said to the empty room. Now she barely looks at me. Max dropped his head on my knee, and I laughed weakly. "Yeah, man. I know. I sound pathetic." My phone buzzed. It was Daniel. I answered with a forced breath. "Hey, you alive?" he asked. "You sounded weird yesterday." "I'm fine," I lied. "Just tired." "Tired my ass," he said. "You sound like you haven't slept in days." "Well, Lena's not home," I admitted. There was a pause. "Again. Don't start," I warned. "I'm just saying, man, something's off," he replied. "People don't pull all-nighters without calling unless." "Drop it," I snapped. He sighed. "Look, I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm worried." "I know," I said quietly. "I'll figure it out." After we hung up, Max walked back to the door, sat down, and stared like he was guarding it. "You miss her too," I whispered. "I get it." I started pacing. "We met at a stupid coffee shop," I said aloud. She spilled her drink on me. I thought that was the universe giving me a sign. I laughed bitterly. Maybe it was warning me. I remembered how she used to wait for me after work, how she hugged me like she was scared I'd disappear. Now she was the one disappearing. Another call. Voicemail again. "Lena, it's me," I said to the recording. "Just call me. Please." I sat on the floor with Max. "Tell me what I'm doing wrong," I whispered to him. He licked my hand like he thought he could fix everything. Around 8, I heard footsteps outside. Max ran to the window. I followed, hoping it was her. But it was only Mrs. Whitmore, our neighbor, holding something in her hand. I stepped onto the porch. "Morning," I said, trying to smile. "Oh, Ethan, dear," she said gently. "I found this on your steps earlier. Thought you might want it." She handed me an envelope with my name on it, written in Lena's handwriting. My stomach twisted. "Did you see her?" I asked. She shook her head. "No, dear. But you take care of yourself, all right?" "I will," I lied. When she left, I stared at the envelope. Max nudged my leg like he knew something bad was inside. "I don't want to open it," I whispered. "If I open it, everything changes." Max barked softly, almost like he was telling me it already had. I leaned against the doorframe, trying to breathe. Why would she leave a note? I asked Max, "Why not talk to me?" My voice cracked, and I hated how weak it sounded. Max tilted his head. "Yeah, I know. I should open it. I just can't yet." My phone buzzed again. "Daniel." I answered. "What now?" "You sound worse," he said. "Did she come home?" "No." "Want me to come over?" "No, I'm okay." "You don't sound okay." "I'm holding an envelope," I said. "Her handwriting." He stayed silent for a second. "Do you want me to stay on the phone while you open it?" "I don't know if I'm ready." "Ethan, whatever's in there, you can handle it." "I'm not sure." "You always say that," he replied. "But you're stronger than you think." I looked at Max again. "I'm scared, man." "Of what?" Daniel asked. "That the words inside this thing will prove she's already gone." Daniel exhaled. "Then open it and know for sure." "I will," I said. "Just not right now." "You want to come over? Clear your head." "No. I need to stay here a little longer." He sighed. "All right. Call me later." "Yeah." When the call ended, I slid down the wall with Max beside me. "I don't know how things got this bad," I whispered. I kept trying. She stopped trying. I guess that's how you lose someone. I sat on the couch with the envelope in my hands, staring at my name like it was written in fire. "All right," I whispered. "I'm opening it." Max pressed against my leg, whining softly. "Yeah, buddy. I'm scared too." I slid my finger under the flap. The paper trembled in my hands. "Please don't be what I think it is," I whispered. I unfolded the letter. "Ethan, I'm tired. I need something more. I'm leaving. Please don't make this harder. I didn't want to hurt you. Mark and I, it just happened. I'm moving out today." I'm keeping the house because it's better for me. I hope you understand someday. My breath cracked. Mark Benson. I choked out. Her coworker? It just happened. Max barked softly, like he felt my chest cave in. She left me for him, I whispered. And she's keeping the house. Rage rushed through me so fast I had to grip the couch to steady myself. My phone buzzed. Daniel. I answered. She's gone, I said. What do you mean gone? He asked. She left a letter. She's moving out. With Mark. Daniel cursed. I'm coming over. No, I said. I don't want anyone to see me like this. But you can't stay there alone. I'm fine, I lied. You're not. I'm coming. He hung up. Max nudged my hand. I know, boy. I know. I should have seen this coming. Images flashed through my mind. Lena staying late, Lena turning her phone face down, Lena saying she needed space, Lena pulling away when I tried to hug her. Was she already with him? I asked the room. Was I that blind? The door burst open. Daniel stepped inside. Where's the letter? I handed it to him. He read it, jaw tightening. You can't stay here. Pack your stuff. Now. She's keeping the house, I said. She took everything. She didn't take Max, he said. She didn't even mention him. I froze. She didn't, I whispered. She forgot him. Exactly. So get your things before she shows up and acts like she owns your life too. I stood and walked to the bedroom. I can't believe she didn't write one word about him, I muttered. He loved her. And she left him, Daniel said. Let that tell you everything. I started packing. Do you think she planned this for a while? She did, he said. People don't move out in one day unless they've been preparing. I shoved clothes into a bag. I worked late for US. I tried so hard. And she found someone else anyway, Daniel said. That's not on you. I swallowed hard. Do you think they laughed about me? Daniel paused. Don't do that to yourself. I zipped the bag. I'm angry. I'm humiliated. I'm numb. Then let's get out of here. We walked to the door. Max barked once, like he wanted to say goodbye to the place. Come on, buddy, I said. We're done here. As we stepped outside, I looked back at the house I built with Lena. Every wall felt like it was laughing at me. It was supposed to be our future, I whispered. Daniel put a hand on my shoulder. Your future isn't here anymore. I opened the car door. Max jumped in the passenger seat. Good boy, I said. At least you're still with me. You ready? Daniel asked. No, I said. But I'm leaving anyway. I started the engine. The house grew smaller in the mirror. Goodbye, I whispered. I drove slowly, my hands shaking on the wheel. Daniel followed behind in his car, keeping close like he thought I might break apart on the road. Max rested his head on my arm, and I whispered, I'm not leaving you. The phone buzzed again. It was Lena's name. I stared at the screen until it stopped ringing. Now you call. I whispered. Max whined. At the first red light, Daniel pulled up beside me and rolled down his window. You okay? He called out. No, I said. But I'm not turning back. Good. Don't give her the chance to twist this. What do I do now? I asked. Go to your apartment, he said. You still have the keys? Yeah. Then start there. One step at a time. The light turned green. I nodded and drove forward. Pain and clarity mixed inside me. She left me for him, I said to Max. He licked my hand. I let out a shaky breath. I guess this is chapter 1 of a life I didn't ask for. The wind rushed through the open window, cooling my face as I drove. It hurts, I admitted softly, but I'm moving, and that has to count today. The apartment was smaller than I remembered, but Max walked in like he owned the place. Yeah, buddy, I said, dropping my bag. This is home now. He sniffed around, confused, then sat by the door as if waiting for someone. Don't do that, I whispered. She's not coming. The next morning, at exactly 6 a.m., Max scratched the door and looked back at me. Why are you up so early? I asked. He barked once, then stared at the door again. You think she's coming here? I asked him. Or did you forget we moved? He whined, pressing his nose to the crack under the door. My chest tightened. I know, man. I know. At work, I tried to pretend everything was normal. I barely made it past my desk before Sarah appeared beside me. You look rough, she said softly. Thanks, I muttered. I didn't mean it in a bad way, she said. Just, you usually look alive. I'm fine, I said. You don't look fine. I'm just tired. She crossed her arms. You keep saying that. Well, it's true. She leaned forward. Ethan, what happened? I stared at my computer screen. It's personal. Everything is personal until you say it out loud, she said. I sighed. I moved out. Her voice softened instantly. You and Lena? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm the idiot who didn't see it coming. Sarah hesitated. Did something happen? I nodded. She left me. For someone else. She gasped. Ethan, I'm so sorry. I shrugged. It is what it is. That's what people say when they're falling apart. I almost laughed. Maybe. She stepped closer. If you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. Thanks, I said quietly. Really. When I got home, Max greeted me like he hadn't seen me in years. All right, let's walk, I said. We took our usual route, cutting through the park. But halfway through, Max tugged the leash so hard I almost dropped it. Where are you going? He pulled me toward the old neighborhood. No, I said. Not there. He barked and kept pulling. Fine, I muttered. 5 minutes. When we reached the old house, Max ran straight to the gate, sat down, and stared at the front door. My heart cracked. She's not coming out, buddy. He didn't move. I sat beside him. You miss her. I get it. I swallowed hard. But she left us. Both of us. Max ignored me, waiting. After 10 minutes, I finally stood. Come on, I whispered. Please. Let's go. He looked back one last time before following me. When we got home, I collapsed onto the couch. How do I tell you she chose him? I asked Max. How do I explain she forgot you? He put his paw on my leg. Later that evening, someone knocked. I opened the door to see Mrs. Whitmore standing there. Oh, Ethan, dear, she said gently. I didn't mean to disturb you. It's okay, I said. What's wrong? She hesitated. I thought you should know something. My stomach tightened. What happened? I've seen Lena, she said softly. She's been coming home late. With that man. Mark, I whispered. Yes, that's his name. She looked heartbroken for me. I'm sorry, dear. I shouldn't have told you. But you deserve to know. I nodded. Thank you. She reached out and touched my arm. You're a good man. Don't let this break you. I tried to smile. I'll be all right. You will, she said. And you have Max. He's loyal. I know, I said. Sometimes too loyal. She gave a sad smile and walked away. I closed the door and leaned my head against it. She didn't even wait a week, I whispered. I walked back to the couch and sat down. Max jumped up beside me. You still want her, I said. And I hate that I understand. My phone buzzed. I almost ignored it, but the name made my stomach drop. Lena. The message read, Can we meet tomorrow? We need to talk like adults. My hands shook. Talk like adults. I muttered. After what you did. Max sat up, watching me. What do I do? I whispered. What does she want? The phone buzzed again. Please don't ignore me. I put the phone down, breathing slowly, trying not to break. Tomorrow. I whispered to Max, whatever this is, it's happening tomorrow. I sat in the coffee shop 10 minutes early, tapping my foot under the table. Max wasn't with me, and somehow that made everything worse. When Lena finally walked in, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked happy. Fresh hair, perfect makeup, a glow that felt like a slap. Hey, she said, smiling like nothing had happened. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I muttered. You said it was important. It is, she said, taking the seat across from me. I just want things to be clean between us. No drama. We can still be friends. I stared at her. Friends. Yes, she said calmly. We shared a lot. Why ruin it with bitterness? Bitterness. I repeated. You left me. For Mark. She sighed like I was the one being unreasonable. Ethan, I didn't want to hurt you. But what happened, it happened. I'm trying to be mature about this. Mature, I whispered. Right. Her eyes flicked away. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Max. My jaw tightened. What about him? Well, she said lightly, he was ours. And when I'm settled, I think he should stay with me. I almost laughed. You left him. She frowned. I was overwhelmed. You forgot him, I said. You didn't write one word about him in the letter. She waved her hand. I figured you'd take care of him until I was ready. Ready. I leaned forward. He's not a lamp you left behind. You're being dramatic, she said sharply. No, I replied. I'm being honest. She tilted her head. Ethan, I've seen your new place. Mark drove by the area. You're living in a tiny apartment. Max needs space. So now you're judging where I live? I'm just saying you should move on already, she said. This sad attitude isn't healthy. You can't act like a victim forever. I stared at her, stunned. Is that what you think I'm doing? Well, yes, she said. You're making this harder than it needs to be. I stood. I'm done. She blinked. Where are you going? Out, I said. This conversation is over. You can't just walk away, she snapped. Watch me. I walked out before she could say more. The fresh air hit me like a bucket of cold water. My hands were shaking. She wants Max, I whispered. She wants Max like he's some trophy. My phone buzzed. Sarah. Hey, she said, her voice soft. You sound off. I just left a meeting with Lena. Oh, she said. Do you want to talk about it? No, I said. Not really. Then come out for a drink, she offered. No questions unless you want to answer them. I hesitated. I don't want to be a downer. You won't, she said. Just come. I sighed. All right. Where? Corner bar on 5th. I'll be there. When I arrived, she was already sitting at the counter. She motioned to the seat beside her. Sit. I sat down. She signaled the bartender. 2 beers. You didn't have to. I wanted to, she said. Now tell me why your face looks like someone stabbed your soul. I snorted. That obvious? Pain is loud, she said. Even when you're quiet. I stared at the drink. She wants Max. Sarah blinked. What? She said she'll take him when she's ready. Like he's a plant she forgot to water. That's insane, she said. You're the one taking care of him. I know. She doesn't get to show up and claim him when it's convenient. I nodded slowly. Thank you. For what? For not acting like I'm overreacting. You're underreacting, she said. I'd have thrown the table at her. I let out a weak laugh. That would have been something. She nudged my shoulder. You're doing better than you think. Doesn't feel like it. It never does in the middle, she said. But you'll get there. We talked for a while. Nothing deep, nothing painful, just normal. And for the first time in weeks, I felt like a human being again. When I got home, Max wagged his tail like he'd been waiting all day. Hey, buddy, I said. I'm okay. I think. He barked once, then curled against my leg. My phone buzzed again as I sat on the floor beside him. I expected Sarah, but the name on the screen made my stomach twist. Jacob. I answered. Hey. Ethan, he said, his voice tense. Do you have a minute? Yeah, I said. What's wrong? It's about Mark, he said. My spine stiffened. What about him? There was a long pause. You need to know something. What is it? I whispered. He took a shaky breath. It's serious. Jacob met me at a quiet diner on the edge of town. He looked nervous, like he wasn't sure he should even be there. I sat down across from him. All right, I said. You said it was serious. What's going on? He rubbed his hands together. Ethan, I should have told you earlier. Mark isn't who Lena thinks he is. I stared at him. What does that mean? He has a reputation, Jacob said. He's cheated on every woman he's ever been with. It's a cycle with him. I leaned back. So Lena's just another stop for him? Jacob nodded. I tried telling her. My parents tried too. She didn't listen. She kept saying she deserved someone who chose her. I ran a hand through my hair. And I didn't? He winced. That's not what she meant. She always felt like she needed more validation than you gave her. I frowned. I worked. I supported us. I know, he said quickly. But she wanted praise every minute. She wanted someone to feed her ego constantly. Mark did that for a while. For a while, I repeated. So what changed? Jacob sighed. He got bored, like he always does. And now she's trying to force everyone to accept him. She brought him to a family dinner last week. My dad almost walked out. Sounds about right, I muttered. She's been acting desperate, he said. Trying too hard to make it look like everything is perfect. Posting pictures. Dressing differently. Laughing too loud. It's off. I looked down at the table. I don't know if hearing this makes me feel better or worse. I'm not here to hurt you, Jacob said. I'm here because she's my sister, and he stopped. I was family, I finished. He nodded slowly. I'm sorry, Ethan. I sighed. It's not your fault. He leaned forward. Just be careful. If she comes back to you, it won't be because she loves you. It'll be because she's scared. I stared at him for a moment. Thanks for telling me. He stood. If you ever need anything, call me. After he left, I drove home in silence. Max greeted me at the door with a bark and a wagging tail. Yeah, I missed you too, I said, scratching his head. I looked around my apartment. For once, it didn't feel like a cramped box. It felt like mine. I grabbed a trash bag and started picking up clutter, mumbling to myself. All right, new life. New start. I wiped the counters. I can do this. I cooked pasta. Nothing fancy, but it felt good to make something. Max stared at me like I was performing magic. Cooking isn't that impressive, buddy, I said, laughing. Later, Sarah called. Hey, she said. You sound better. I cleaned, I told her. She gasped dramatically. You? Cleaning? Are you sick? I laughed. Shut up. It's good, she said. You sound lighter. Jacob told me some things, I said. About Mark. About Lena. You okay? Yeah, I said after a moment. I think I am. If you want company, I can come by, she offered. No, I said gently. But thank you. Talking to you helps. She paused. I'm here, Ethan. Just remember that. I know, I said. And I meant it. After we hung up, I took Max for a walk. I didn't plan to go near the old house, but Max started pulling again, whining at every turn. Not tonight, I said. Come on, man. Let's go home. But he wouldn't listen. He tugged until I gave up. Fine, I muttered. 5 minutes. That's it. When we reached the street, I heard shouting. Max froze. I looked toward the house and saw Lena on the front lawn, crying. Mark stood in the doorway, yelling at her. I couldn't hear the words, but the anger on his face was clear. Lena covered her mouth, sobbing. I had never seen her look that small. Max barked loudly, pulling me closer. No, I whispered. Stop. Lena turned at the sound. Her eyes found mine instantly. She stepped toward me. Ethan. I felt my heart pound so hard it hurt. Max kept whining, trying to go to her. Lena took another step. Please, can we talk? No, I said. Her face crumpled. Please. I pulled Max back and walked to the car. She tried to follow. Ethan, wait. I opened the door and ordered. Max in. He jumped inside. I climbed in and shut the door. Lena reached the window and knocked. Please, just hear me out. I turned the engine on without looking at her. Ethan, she cried. For a moment, I felt the old pull, the part of me that once broke for her. But something inside me shifted, firm and steady. I looked straight ahead. Not anymore, I whispered. And I drove away. Max pressed his face against my arm as we left the street. I kept breathing slowly, fighting the storm inside me. I don't want her back, I said aloud. Not anymore. For the first time since she left, the words felt true. I was cleaning up the kitchen when someone started pounding on my door. Not knocking, pounding. Max ran to the door, barking in short, sharp bursts. Who the hell? I muttered, walking over. I opened the door and froze. Lena stood there, tear-streaked, shaking, hair messy, eyes red. She looked nothing like the glowing woman from the coffee shop. Ethan, she choked out. Please, please let me in. I didn't move. Why are you here? Please, she whispered. I can't stand outside. People will see. I stepped aside. Fine. Come in. She walked inside slowly, like every step hurt. Max backed away behind me, growling under his breath. Lena noticed. Max, she whispered, reaching her hand out. He hid behind my leg. Her face shattered. He doesn't want me. Sit, I said, ignoring that comment. Tell me why you're here. She sank onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. Everything's ruined, she sobbed. Everything. I leaned against the counter. Talk. She lifted her head, mascara streaked across her cheeks. Mark cheated on me. I didn't react. With who? With God. I don't even know her name, she cried. Some woman from his gym. He said it wasn't serious. He said I wasn't serious. I stayed silent. He used me, she whispered. He used me, Ethan. He never loved me. He just liked the attention. Sounds like him, I said calmly. She looked up, surprised by my tone. You're not even angry. I'm not, I said. Not anymore. Her voice cracked. I left everything for him. I left you. I know, I said. She wiped her face with her sleeve. I was stupid. I was blind. I thought you'd wait. I thought you'd be here if things went wrong. I closed my eyes for a second. So you expected me to stay frozen in place? Like a backup plan? No, she said quickly. I thought you loved me enough. I did, I said. But that wasn't enough for you. She covered her face again. I made a mistake. The biggest mistake of my life. Max barked once, low and protective. Lena looked at him again. Why won't he come to me? Because you left him too, I said. He waited for you every morning. Her lips trembled. I didn't mean to hurt him. You didn't think about him at all. She broke down crying again. Ethan, please. I want to come back. I stared at her. Come back. Yes, she whispered. I want to start again. I want to fix everything. I'll go to therapy. I'll work on myself. I'll be the woman you deserved. I shook my head. Lena. She crawled off the couch and knelt in front of me. Please. I swear I'll spend the rest of my life making it right. I'll change. I'll do anything. Her hands grabbed at my shirt, desperate. I gently moved her hands away. Stop. She stared at me with wide, panicked eyes. Why? Why are you talking like this? Why are you so calm? Because I'm not the same man you left, I said quietly. She blinked. But we can go home. We can fix everything. That house is empty without you. That house isn't mine anymore. It can be, she cried. No, I said. It can't. She sat back, shaking her head. You're serious. I am. Her voice turned small. You don't want me. I don't, I said honestly. Not after everything. She pressed her hand to her mouth, crying into her palm. Max nudged my ankle, sensing the tension. I reached down and stroked his head. Lena watched the gesture like it stabbed her. He loves you, she whispered. He always loved you more. No, I said. He trusted you. And you broke it. She wiped her tears. I can earn it back. Some things you don't earn back, I said. Some things are gone for good. She shook her head. Please, Ethan, please don't do this to me. I'm not doing anything to you, I said. You did this. She grabbed my arm again. Just give me a chance. No, I said softly. Lena, go home. She froze. You're kicking me out? I'm asking you to leave. She let out a broken noise, something between a sob and a gasp. I have nothing left. I'm sorry you're hurting, I said. But this isn't my burden anymore. She looked at Max again. Max, come here, boy. Max hid deeper behind me, tail tucked. Her voice cracked. He really doesn't want me. He learned something I should have learned earlier, I said. He knows who stayed. Lena covered her face again. I lost everything, she whispered. I ruined everything. I walked to the door and opened it. Lena. She stood slowly, legs shaking. At the doorway, she turned to me one last time. Do you hate me? No, I said. I just don't belong to you anymore. Tears ran down her chin. She looked at Max. I lost him too. Max stared at her, silent, still, unapproachable. Her voice dropped to a whisper. I lost everything, even him. I didn't answer. She stepped out into the hallway, wiping her face with trembling hands. And I closed the door. I woke up early again, but this time I didn't feel that heavy pull in my chest. Months had passed since Lena stood outside my door crying, and somewhere along the way, something inside me settled. I wasn't healed all at once, but I was steadier than before. Max jumped onto the bed and barked softly, like he was reminding me the world hadn't ended after all. Yeah, buddy, I said. I hear you. I got dressed slowly, enjoying that nothing inside me felt rushed. For the first time in a long time, my morning didn't start with fear. Sarah texted me while I made coffee. Good morning. Still on for lunch, she wrote. I smiled. Yeah, I'll be there. Things between us had grown slowly, carefully. She never pushed me, never asked for more than I could give. And for the first time, I didn't feel scared of something good. After breakfast, I leashed Max. Let's walk, I told him. He pulled me outside like always, but there was a lighter bounce in his steps now. It felt like he'd finally accepted this new life too. We walked through the park, past the corner cafe, down the old road that used to feel like a punch to the heart. You want to do it, huh? I asked when Max slowed near the turn leading to the old neighborhood. He barked once, soft but certain. All right, I said. One last time. When we reached the street, the house looked different. Empty. Quiet. Like something had drained out of it. Max walked to the gate, the same spot he always sat in. But instead of sitting, he stood there a moment, sniffed the air, and then looked back at me. What's wrong? I asked. Max stepped away from the gate on his own. No waiting. No longing. No hesitation. Just moving on. I stared at him, stunned. You're done, huh? He wagged his tail once and kept walking. I felt something shift inside me. A quiet click, like a locked door finally opening. Yeah, I whispered. Me too. We kept walking, slow and steady, letting the past sit behind us. When we reached the park again, my phone buzzed. It was Sarah. Lunch still happening? she asked when I answered. Yeah, I said. Just finishing Max's walk. You sound good today, she said. I feel good, I replied, surprised that it was true. Progress, she teased. I like it. See you soon, I said. After the call, I looked at Max. You ready to go home? He barked and trotted ahead. Home. That word finally felt right again. As we walked back, the sunlight broke through the trees, warm and clear, and I felt it land on my face like a quiet promise. I survived, I whispered. It didn't feel like triumph. It felt like release. Max nudged my leg, and I laughed. Yeah, I said. We're okay now. Not perfect. Not healed. But okay was enough. I didn't get revenge. I didn't get justice either. I got something better. I got myself back. And walking beside Max under the morning sun, I realized that was more than enough for the man I was becoming. On the way back to the apartment, I thought about how far I'd come without even noticing the steps. I used to wake up hoping Lena would call, hoping she'd change, hoping she'd say she missed me. Now I woke up hoping nothing except peace found me. Funny how that works, I murmured. Max answered with a happy grunt, like he understood exactly what I meant. I walked slower, letting the morning stretch, giving myself room to breathe in ways I hadn't before. When we reached my street, Sarah was waiting outside her car. She waved. You're early. Blame him, I said, pointing at Max. Good influence, she laughed. You ready for lunch? I asked. Ready if you are, she said. You seem lighter today. Maybe I am, I admitted. It feels strange. Good strange or bad strange, she asked. Good, I said. Definitely good. She smiled softly. About time you felt that. Yeah, I said. It is. As we walked back toward my building, the sunlight followed us, warm on my shoulders. I didn't look over my shoulder for once. I didn't check my phone for her name. I didn't wonder what she felt, or what she missed, or what she regretted. I just walked. And that tiny, simple act felt like freedom I'd waited too long to claim. When we reached the door to my building, I paused and looked at Max. Thanks for sticking with me, I said. He nudged my leg again, and I felt a soft laugh escape me. Yeah, I whispered. We're finally free now. Sunlight felt warm again today.